Thank you again for connecting with today's The Reframed Brain podcast episode. This is Erica Savage, the founder and host, extending a personal invitation for you to join our community where you can receive my 5 best brain health tips and a playlist curated with you in mind. Please go to thereframedbrain.com. Thank you again and be well.
Well, happy Monday. Today is May the 6th, and welcome to the Reframed Brain, where we center brain health and unseen injuries. I am your founder and host, Erica Savage, and thank you so much for joining us for season 4 of the Reframed Brain. We have been about the business of ensuring that people that suffer with brain injuries, unseen injuries such as depression, anxiety, it could be a multitude of injuries that don't show up immediately, but we are the voice of that. And definitely want to thank you for being with us since 2022. And if you're just joining us, welcome. So glad to have you. Please give us a 5-star review either on your podcast platform or give us a thumbs up if you're watching us by YouTube. I would also love to invite you to pre-order my debut novel, The Fight to Fly. The Fight to Fly is really about a transformative journey after having major events. So I hope that you will buy. You can purchase that at thereframedbrain.com. Again, that's thereframedbrain.com. And if you're not yet a part of our Monday newsletter, where we talk about mindset over Mondays, please do join at thereframedbrain.com. And as a gift, for joining the Reframed Brain community, you will also get my 5 best brain health tips and a playlist just for you. So again, welcome. So glad to have you on season 4. And this month of May is all about bloom. We have graduations that are happening. Mother's Day is happening. And we also have Memorial Day, which is the unofficial kickoff to summer, but also specifically a time for those people to be honored and mourned who lost their lives during war. So, with all of that packed into the month of May, we also have to remember that May is an awareness month. And the awareness that May has specifically been designated for, among a multitude of things, is Mental Health Awareness Month and also Maternal Mental Health Awareness Month. And that is something that is of the utmost importance, particularly as we look at the number of babies that are being born in our country and across the globe. So when we're talking about maternal mental health awareness, just want to share a little bit around that month and why it's important to acknowledge it and why we also need to be informed around maternal mental health awareness. Now, this is perinatal, that's during the time of pregnancy, and then postpartum as well. So, for anyone that is carrying right now, for anyone that is a new parent, a new mom, then this month is very much so for you as well. We want to make sure that in Maternal Mental Health Awareness Month, that the stigma and the shame around not feeling well during the pregnancy, perhaps a person may be experiencing depression, they could be experiencing anxiety, they also could be experiencing insomnia, additionally, as well, or struggling with the substance abuse disorder. So, those things are significant and mental health issues. And when we look at what the CDC has said around maternal mental health conditions, that it impacts 1 in 5 women, which is a large swath of people in our country, and that 1 in 8 women experience postpartum depression, and 50% of that 1 in 8 is left untreated, which is why it is so important that we are actively helping to spread awareness around Maternal Mental Health Month. So you may say, well, Erica, Reframe Brain, what is it that I can do? Perhaps not pregnant, perhaps far away from those years, or I don't have anyone in my immediate circle that you may know that may be pregnant. Well, it's good to be aware of this, but because perhaps you may be engaging someone that is in a social circle with you that's pregnant, or if you don't have anyone within your social circle or that you personally know that is a new parent or that is pregnant, is really good to be able to talk to people within your circles to help spread awareness so that if they encounter someone that is pregnant, that is a new parent, and that may not be feeling like themselves, that may even experience suicidal thoughts. Those do happen in perinatal phase of pregnancy, in the perinatal phase and postpartum phase of pregnancy and delivery. So in that case, it's wonderful, even though if that's not something that affects you, to be armed with information. And so the information that I'm going to give you along the lines, if you do encounter someone or um, engage someone who may be experiencing that, that there is a number that they are able to call, and they're able to get people to work with them through that. And I'll give you that number right before the end of the podcast. But in terms of thinking about perinatal and postpartum depression, we're thinking about not only the health and wellness of the child, but of the person as well that's carrying the pregnancy. Those things are critically important in terms of socialization, in terms of having a healthy and safe pregnancy, and also for the person that's carrying when they do go into labor and delivery, and identifying things that don't perhaps feel right about their pregnancy, about right after they deliver with their body not feeling okay, that those people are able to advocate for themselves with tools. And so that is why being aware of maternal mental health awareness is critically important for all of those, not just the people that are directly impacted, but as a society, then these are people that we shop with, these are people that we work with, these are individuals that we go to school with. Hopefully, their children become school age, that we actually are participatory in our communities and helping raising those kids. So, what's all connected to that? Well, one of the things that people who are pregnant, having children, having healthcare coverage. Um, Throughout the country, there has been um, a loss of Medicaid for different folks, depending on the state that you're in. And so, if they were perhaps could be covered under expanded Medicaid or under Medicaid, and that coverage has been lost, then they're not in direct contact with a practitioner that would be able to help them during their pregnancy and then after their pregnancy, having a practitioner that they trust, someone that can ensure that the pregnancy is healthy, that after having the baby, that they are healthy. So this is why insurance coverage is something that is important. That the person that's carrying the pregnancy, that's not something that they would have to worry about. So these are things that can definitely impact a pregnancy. Where you're looking at the social determinants of health, which is where people work, live, and play in that community. If that community does not have green spaces where a pregnant person can go out and they can get fresh air, that they can walk, that they could make sure that the baby is getting fresh air and that the baby is also benefiting the exercise. If there's not access to markets where they can get good, fresh food for not just themselves, the nutrients for the baby. So when we're thinking about Maternal Mental Health Week, some of the things, some of the causes of a pregnant woman not feeling or in their best is because could be because of not having access to quality food. It could be because of lack of insurance coverage. And then thirdly, it could be because there's lack of support, perhaps familial support, support from the partner, or programming within the community that helps um, people that are expecting and then post after to be able to help the new parent, the new parents in navigating actually having the baby and then um, having your body experience the changes after that. So there has to be support for that as well. So this actually is the week of maternal mental health. So if you again have someone that's in your space that is expecting or is a new parent, please affirm them and then ask them, is or how are you? How are you navigating being a parent? And is there a resource that I may be able to offer you in terms of helping you to support you with changes that you're experiencing through your pregnancy and as a new parent? So, um, for those who would love to be able to provide that resource, I'm going to give you that number now. It is 833 852 6262. Again, that is 833 852 6262. And that is TLC MAMA TLC Mama. And then for those with exceptional abilities and you would require relay service, you would dial 711 and then dial 833 852 6262. Okay, so then May also is Mental Health Awareness Month. So it's a lot for us to be very aware of. We just talked about those individuals that are pregnant, also new parents, new moms, how to support those individuals. And so, again, Mental Health Awareness Month is this month as well. And the theme for this month is take the moment. Take the moment. So, if you're going to be posting on social media to let people that are connected with you know how you are actually taking your mental health. How are you prioritizing your own mental health? It would be hashtag take the moment. So that is the theme for this year. And so take the moment is wonderful for this year. We are, of course, in an election year, so definitely want to prioritize your mental health with all of the commercials, the ads that are coming in. Definitely, you're going to see a lot more flyers and a lot more media coverage as we continue to move through the months, getting to November. And so, ensuring that you're taking a moment from that space. Also, being very aware, we talked about this is a month of a lot of celebration. For some people, this month is very difficult as they look at navigating grief. As we know, healing, grief is another unseen injury that that is not linear, and so grief does not have a schedule. And so, for some people, this is a very difficult month. It could be the loss of a parent or a parental figure. It could be thinking about lost opportunity, regret, particularly since this is a graduation season for many people. For those who served in the military, had people in their family that served in the military, this is also a very difficult time. I mentioned that Memorial is the unofficial kickoff to summer. However, the most important thing about Memorial Day is that it is a day that is very much so rooted in honoring and mourning those who lost their life in defense of the nation. So when we think about that, that may not be a celebratory time for other people. I want to again encourage you to please take the moment, prioritize your own mental health. So for you, it may look like as we come upon Mother's Day, perhaps choosing to do something a little differently. So if there are going to be people, there are probably a lot of people celebrating with brunches, dinners, things of that nature. Perhaps maybe take a different route, maybe go outside, go on a hike, get out, get some fresh air, perhaps go somewhere that you've been wanting to go for quite some time, but had not quite figured out the time. So we know that restaurants will be definitely very heavy with people that are bringing and celebrating out their moms or mother figures. So perhaps look at something doing that's in another direction, but something that you will also enjoy. Very please also acknowledge how you're experiencing the day, that it is a difficult day for you. You don't have to push through, you don't have to press your way. Sit with your feelings, honor that it's not well for you, sit in the discomfort, and then make a decision. Make a decision to do something that feels good to you, that is good for you. Sit in the goodness of you. Think about the wonderful memories that were created. And then, if it is that your mother or parental figure is very much so alive, but that relationship is not the relationship or an ideal relationship that you want to have, and so you're not in contact, again, you can follow those same guidances, those same prompts that I gave you before, that you actually sit in that, you acknowledge the discomfort, and then you also acknowledge that you made a decision that works best for you, that works best for your body. And so, what can you do to celebrate you? What can you do to encourage yourself, and just to let yourself know that it is but a day? There are 24 hours in that day. And in that 24 hours, about a third of them will go towards sleep. So, what will you do with the remaining hours of that day? So, when you reframe it, as we like to do here on the Reframe Brain, we're taking off the mask, but we're also guiding ourselves into safer waters, understanding and acknowledging what the actual theme of the day is, but making it work for you. And then if you feel as though there's support that you need in addition to the guidance, please do call or text 988. 988 is the crisis lifeline and suicide line. 988 can be called or texted. And then if you would like to go online, you can go to 988lifeline.org. Again, that is 988lifeline.com. And for my exceptional folks, 711 and then 988. And for the maternal mental health, that 833-852-626 number, you can also text that number as well. And as we close out this season 4 of the Reframe Brain, I want to say thank you again. Please do purchase The Fight to Fly. That is my debut novel that will be released September of this year, 2024. Go ahead and pre-order that at the reframebrain.com. We'll close out with tips for travel. Also want to let you know that we're going to be having some wonderful guests that will be lined up for the coming months for the Reframe Brain. So your tips for travel as you navigate either by plane, train, and automobile. There will be plenty of people on the road, plenty of people really excited, some people not wanting to go. There will be a plethora of moods. But what the Reframe Brain wants to do is to help you align yourself so that we're all, if you're taking shared travel will be a commercial plane, not a private jet, but a commercial plane. If you're going to be on a train, if you're going to be riding in the car, it is shared transportation. So let's make it work best for us. There will be plenty of babies on this plane. I was just out a couple of weeks ago. I had a flight and there were so many babies on the plane. This was late April. And I chuckled and I said to the babies, like, you all are expressing the way that we feel. They're cranky, they're small, they're afraid, they're tired. So give it a little grace. Their parents are also tired. They're restless. They don't want their child parent or parents don't want their child crying. So please do understand there are going to be plenty of babies, plenty of people because it is, again, shared transportation. However, we definitely want to present you with some tips for traveling so that as we all get on these shared transportation apparatuses, that we actually do take care of our inner person, the unseen, we take care of that. So what the Reframe Brain wants to let you know are 4 things. Tips for travel. Please pack your patience. Again, a lot of people are going to be on the plane. So what I like to do is I like to have an options. I have Bluetooth headsets. I have the big headphones. And then I also have the ones that don't require a connection, just the ones with the cord. I have 3 different headsets for me. So please pack your patience and pack your headsets. The second thing that we recommend is get there a little bit early. We can all probably name airports where we know the pre-check, the security checks line are always really big. There are different ways to enter in quicker, but bottom line is it's not a private jet. There's going to be a line. So having said that, pack your patience, get there a little bit earlier because we cannot speed the plane up. So get there a little bit earlier. Um, so that you won't be rushing, particularly if your gate's moved. The third thing that we definitely do recommend around that is to stay hydrated. Make sure that your day of travel, that you're hydrated. And if you can, some snacks that actually do help you stay alert and up. There are different kind of bars. You can get small packs with different types of nuts or good things that are good for your body. So something that you can slide into your bag that you don't have to worry about checking is wonderful. And then the fourth thing is because there are several different smells that do come on shared transportations. Pack yourself a little bit of aromatherapy. I always keep just a little bit of peppermint, which is really good for me to bringing me down, calming me down. You can get these at your neighborhood market. Just depending on what brand you get, you can go anywhere from $4 to $20. But a little bit of aromatherapy, I found just a little dab on a piece of cotton for me that I pack and keep in my bag. And so when I feel myself getting overwhelmed, I can slide my hand in that bag. That smell comes up and it's helpful to me. Now, you do have to be careful because you don't want to get that in your eyes. But for me, just kind of taking my hand and sliding it down in there, dabbing around is helpful to me, or just getting the scent, however you do that. But those are things. And then you get to the airport or the lounge. If it's going to be maybe an hour or so, the thing is, you're there, bring a book. I usually take like little small books with me, something I know I can read in like 30 minutes. So, like a 7,500 page book, something I know I can read quickly. So, do that. Bring a game, something that you don't have to be device dependent, that will allow for you to, number one, be very, very calm and have a most pleasant experience. We cannot adjust other people's behavior, but we can definitely do that for ourselves. So this month, I want us to all be aware that this is Mental Health Awareness Month and that it is also Maternal Mental Health Awareness Month. And so please be a little bit more sensitive, be a little bit more patient. There are a lot of people that are managing a lot of unseen injuries, which I just mentioned before, grief being one of them. So this is not celebratory time for everyone, and that's fine. However, if we know for ourselves that it is not going to be a celebratory month, there are definitely things that we can do to engage our inner self in a way that we are not we're not spewing how we're experiencing the moment on everyone else, which is of utmost important. And as always, if we find ourselves requiring more help than a text from a friend, call from mom, a prayer, all of those things are wonderful. Please, please, please call if you are a mom, if you are pregnant and you're experiencing difficulty, experiencing depression, suicidal, fleeting suicidal thoughts or suicidal thoughts ideation, anxiety, if there's substance abuse disorder that you're navigating, please know that you are not alone. You are not being judged. We want you to get help. Please call or text 833-852-6262. And if you are a person experiencing a mental health crisis or suicide crisis, please call or text 988. You are not alone, and we want you alive. Again, the Reframed Brain thanks you for supporting us for 4 seasons. We definitely want to get our YouTube numbers up, get our ratings up across all platforms. So wherever you are listening or watching the Reframed Brain from, please give us 5 stars, a thumbs up, and leave us a review. Thank you all for connecting and tuning in. I hope that you will share this. I hope that it was helpful. Please let us know if it was, and go to the reframebrain.com so that you can pre-order the Fight to Fly and get connected with resources that will be of help to you. Until next time, remember, we do this work. We are on this journey, one beautiful breath at a time. Until next time, everyone, be well. Bye.
Thank you again for connecting with today's The Reframed Brain podcast episode. This is Erica Savage, the founder and host, extending a personal invitation for you to join our community where you can receive my 5 best brain health tips and a playlist curated with you in mind. Please go to thereframedbrain.com. Thank you again and be well.